Nearly every mass shooting, we've seen efforts to ban dangerous weapons thwarted, and then leaders send their thoughts and prayers while they throw their hands up, resigning themselves to the idea that gun violence is a sacrifice that Americans must accept. But it doesn't have to be that way.
How do you think it'll make your state safer, or at least a step toward that? And what was the battle like to get to this moment?
Well, thanks, Mika. Look, our state will be safer because taking these weapons off the streets means that there will be fewer incidents of a mass shooting at a parade or against worshipers in their church or students at school, our own children. These are weapons that can fire, well, as happened in Highland Park, 83 bullets within less than 60 seconds. This has happened too often across the country and, of course, in Illinois. And so we just went after it. You know, 8 states had done it. We knew we could get it done, but we had to work hard. The activists, the advocates, have been working for years to get to this point. And now we've, elected a Democratic governor, Democratic legislature, leaders, the president of the Senate, the House Speaker, who himself lost a family member to gun violence, all of whom came together to get this done. And it is a big deal. Hundreds of lives will be saved each year.
2 years later.
We are following some breaking news, which takes us out to the windy city of Chicago. Take a look at your screen as Fox 32 Chicago reports this Thursday morning, a mass shooting in River North sent at least a dozen people to local hospitals on Wednesday night. Tragic news we are following on the eve of July 4th. We're learning this happened around 11:30 Wednesday night into the early morning hours of this Thursday.
Looks like another weekend in Chicago to me. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for NRA certification of multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. If you like channel, like content, and what I do, you can support me with a link. Everything's appreciated. Online stores open. Online stores open. And CGB20 will get you 20% off. Free shipping. Take advantage of Connecticut residents, got to pay that sales tax. CGB20 gets you 20% off. Well, let's talk about this. And this happened literally today. Today is July 3rd. I'm making this video July 3rd. But Chicago, a nightclub, was throwing a rapper's album release party. And somebody drove up outside and fired into the crowd, killing 4 and wounding 14. The 14, I believe 3 are critical, but they are still alive. A part of me just went, that's Chicago. But it also brings into light another problem. If you remember how Pritzker out there in Illinois spouted about his Illinois Safer Communities Act that he threw out there and put into practice and signed into law, claiming it would make the streets of Illinois safer. And yet this is going on. I just pointed out this one story. This is one of many, many stories of people being shot and freaking killed in Chicago. His little foray into gun control, his little assault weapons ban did absolutely nothing to crime in Chicago. And it's unfortunate that they have a freaking socialist nightmare of a mayor whose approval rating is in single digits. Yet they keep they're going to elect the guy again. If he runs again, they'll probably elect him. Who's soft on crime and allows this garbage to go on. I'm going to go ahead and play some details so we can get an idea of what happened.
The latest on that overnight mass shooting.
Again, at least 4 people are dead. 14 others are hurt. Let's go straight out to Nate Rogers, who joins us live right outside the club where this happened in River North. Nate?
Anthony, good morning to you and Natalie. I tell you, this was a god-awful tragedy here in River North, a very chaotic scene from what we're hearing from witnesses here at the venue, but also at the hospital. We do know, confirmed by Chicago police, that 18 people were shot, 4 people killed. The victims' ages range from 21 to 31 years old. Take a look at this video, guys, from overnight. Here's what we know. Police tell us a dark-colored vehicle drove past the location. Someone pulled out a gun and started shooting at a large crowd that was standing outside. Many people seen running for cover. Now, at this hour, it is unknown if there were multiple shooters. We do know the sidewalk remains littered with blood, shoes, and clothing. The shooting happened outside Artist Restaurant and Lounge, which recently opened here at 311 West Chicago Avenue just after 11 o'clock last night. We've learned that local artist Mellow Bucks had a listening party at this location prior to this incident.
It's really sad what's going on out here. The community needs to step up. Obviously, this is not just taking place on the south and west side of the black and brown communities. This is happening all over, including downtown on the north side. It's going to take all of us to save us.
Dunkin' Donuts, guys, actually, that you see behind me, it remains closed right now as crews are trying to repair glass that was shattered as a result of the shooting. You can actually see some of the shattered glass on the ground. The latest from Chicago police is that there are no suspects in custody, but again, 18 people shot overnight, 4 people killed following a listening party here in River North. We
Heard that and you saw that. Now I'm going to bring back the great criticism, and the criticism that I've always had, especially about Illinois, Pritzker, and what is going on there. This kind of violence has been going on in Chicago for decades. We wait for the weekend when we put on the news, and they say the weekend death tally from Chicago, from shootings, and we just go, you just kind of bat your eyebrows and go, damn. But this kind of violence has been going on in Chicago for decades. When did Pritzker decide we should get an assault weapons ban? After Highland Park. These massacres in Chicago have been ignored for decades, but Highland Park all of a sudden spurred him into action to have an assault weapons ban, which has done nothing because, as you can see, it continues. Isn't it funny how that when a group of white people are killed, we must have action, we must have an assault weapons ban. Bunch of black people killing each other for decades. Nothing. Weird how that works. And I could go deeper, and you all can see where I'm going with this. It's just interesting that it seems that certain people being killed en masse gets a better reaction than other people being killed en masse. And I'm going to leave that there. But not making light of what happened here. And I bet you 10-1 is a Glock switch probably was involved in this too. I'm not saying it was, because there's no report of that, but I guarantee you this much carnage in short span of time, more than likely, this is a Glock switch that pulled this off. And which are illegal, and once again, do criminals follow the law? Don't know if it was a targeted event. Potentially it was. Because this specific club on this specific night having this album release party, and all of a sudden this guy just pulls up and starts spraying into the crowd. Yeah, this is definitely personal and definitely a targeted hit, and it's really unfortunate people got to lose their lives over the ignorance of other people. But I hope one day they figure this out. And it's not a gun problem. It is not a gun problem. This is a cultural issue, and it must be addressed. And pouring all kinds of money into it, which Brandon Johnson does every single time. We need more resources.
So my message to the people who are spending tens of millions of dollars to confuse, to distort, to lie, and not just oppose my agenda, but to oppose the desires and aspirations of working people. You're better off spending your dollars to help support driving violence down in the city of Chicago than using those dollars to lie. We need investments in CVI. We need more youth employment. We need resources for public safety. If we're going to continue to drive crime down in Chicago, it's going to take all of us. And so those individuals that are forming PACs that are looking for a conservative to lead this city, you don't have to do that. Spend and use your resources to continue to drive violence down the city of Chicago so that we all can be proud that we are building the safest, most affordable big city in America.
We need more money, and the more money and resources they put out there, the more this continues to happen. You know, we can get into talking about the teen takeovers that happen in Chicago. Seem to be a regular basis, and they seem to do nothing about it. And when you call out the mayor on this, he immediately tries to correct you and tell you that no, these aren't thugs. They've just misguided youth.
The mayor also reacts to the arrest Sunday evening of more than 40 teens in the South Loop and the looting of a convenience store.
We're not talking about mob actions. I didn't say that. It's important that we speak of these dynamics in an appropriate way. To refer to children as like baby Al Capones is not appropriate.
Johnson is asked if he considers those involved Sunday as children.
I don't know how old all these individuals were.
But this is an unfortunate shooting, an unnecessary shooting, but it once again demonstrates the failure of gun control. Because when they catch up with this young scholar, young engineer, future astronaut, I guarantee you, here's a year's worth of my paycheck. You're going to find out long history, been arrested multiple times, been through the court system over and over again, and gotten light sentences every single time. And finally escalates to this. Anybody want to put Vegas odds on that? Because it's obvious, because that's what happens every single damn time. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.